Okay, guys, we are here today. We got jobless claims, unemployment filings coming out at 8:30. We had Amex earnings came out today as well. If you want to take a look at it. We got Amex, AXP here. We got 254s, 254s. All right, so we did have some stuff come out. So Amex posted 364 EPS versus 347 expected. Better than expected. Revenue of 17 billion. They expected 17 billion, so flat revenue. A Reuters poll came out overnight that said the U.S. economy will grow 1.4% this year in 2025 and 1.5% in 2026. Previously, they thought it was going to grow at least at 2.2% for this year and 2% in March. Recession probability for the coming year is at 45%, which is the highest since 2023. Highest since 2023. That news came out this morning. President put out a quote this morning that said, quote, "The ECB is expected to cut interest rates for the 7th time, and yet it's too late for Jerome Powell of the Fed, who is always too late. Yesterday issued a report which was another and typical complete mess," end quote. So he does not like Jerome Powell right now. The markets are mostly down today. If we take a look at the SPY starting to turn here. If we put the previous closing price up, it looks like the SPY, actually, we're slightly green overnight. Slightly green. Here's the NQ. If we take a look at this, I think we got to watch like Apple. But the NQ is now under 18.5s, which is a big psychological level that we're going to look at. We're at 195s here, 195. The Italy economy minister says Italy is going to meet this year's 2% target on defense spending. What's up, guys? What's up, Chris? K, Pawn, O, Ryan, Dan, Eli, Beach, Ricky, Trading, Tito, IV, Shar, Ray, Krishna, Robert, Trash, EB, IR, Brand. Good morning, guys. What's up, C. Harris, Britt? Good morning, guys. Hope you guys are doing well today. Let's do a poll. So we got the, I think it said, what were the odds of a recession this year? It said, he said the odds of a recession, 45% for the coming year. Settings. Settings. Accessibility. Alright guys, today we got jobless claims unemployment filings. They are expected today at 225,000. We also got housing starts, building permits, I think, and some other stuff. We got the Philly Fed index today as well. Yeah, I forgot. Trying to see something. I want to see, like, every time I go over, if I scroll over a setting here, it disappears things. You see this? Like, I don't want it to disappear this. So if I want to click like this one, it disappears the whole thing from my screen just so I can click it, which is a frustrating thing, right? You see how the screen disappears? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm trying to fix that so it doesn't do that. How do I fix it? Anybody know? So like if I scroll over another window, it disappears. Okay, this is what it is. I figured it out. Okay, settings. Gotta go to display settings. Alright guys, let me get Discord up here. Again, we got Amex breaking news. Market's down a lot. And again, the markets are down a lot because of the last... the markets are down a lot because of yesterday. Jerome Powell did not have a positive effect on market. He said the tariff impact was going to be greater than expected. A lot of people are worried. Jensen Huang is visiting China. The NVIDIA CEO is caught in between, like a battle between the two. So Jensen Huang visited China today as the executive behind, NVIDIA seeks to figure out what he's going to do with the trade war between the U.S. and China. That's going on today. We had Taiwan Semiconductor earnings early this morning. They reported stuff early this morning. TSM. Was it early? Yeah. TSM posted 212 EPS versus 203 expected, 25.5 billion versus 25.2 billion. So Taiwan Semiconductors did slightly better than expected, but it wasn't by a large margin, to be honest here. But they are up some. They're up to 155 today for TSM. Amex posted good earnings. United Health missed some stuff, but Ally is still waiting at 725 in about 5 minutes. Ally should drop it. We'll cover Ally as soon as they come out. We'll give you guys a big rundown of all the stuff. Yeah. What was that? Oh yeah, I figured out how to make this stop. Yeah, so I changed it, and it still does it. See, if I scroll over something else, it still does it. That's weird, bro. I don't like it. Oh well, there's nothing I can do. Is the music too loud? Oh, I bet it is. My bad, guys. Honestly, I completely forgot we had Jerome Powell yesterday. Let me turn this all down, dude. Oh, yeah, the music is way too loud, bro. Way too loud. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Can y'all hear me? Why didn't y'all say anything in the beginning? All right, we got to turn the music way down. The music is way too loud. Sorry, we had Jerome Powell yesterday. We tried to give you guys a loud version of Jerome Powell, but... Yeah, well, I turned the music off now, you know. Let me know if this is too loud or not. I got you guys. Let me know if this is too loud or not. Or if that's perfect. We should be pretty good there, you know. Does the U.S. enter a recession this year? That's what we're going to ask. Is that good? Let me know. You should be pretty good there. Yeah, sorry, Pawn. Yeah, I see the message now. Sorry, dude. All right, so United Health missed their earnings. So TSM beat. UNH missed. They're down to 466 this year, 460s here. Looking weak. Struggling. Not doing good. Struggling. Big weakness. Big dips. All right, guys. I'm sorry. We're here. We're here. UNH missed earnings. So the president talked about the termination of Jerome Powell. He said, quote, "It can't come soon enough." He said this will inevitably raise the question of whether he simply means replacing Powell when his term expires next year, or whether he's going to try to fire Powell. Although they are independent bodies, they're different, you know. The Federal Reserve is not a government entity, believe it or not. And so... Alright, is that better? Let me know if the sound's better. We turn the music up a tad. Let me know if that's good. All right, so the Chinese Premier Li says need to roll out policy measures at critical time window and act early and quickly, should have the courage to break conventions when necessary. Good? All right, cool. I feel like, do we go up or down today? Looking at our poll numbers, 60% of people think we're in a recession this year out of about 100 votes so far in about two minutes. 41% say no, we don't. So about 60-40 on recession this year in 2025. Again, we got a little over an hour. We got jobless claims, unemployment filings. Yeah, and next week we got some earnings and some other stuff going down. We got like, I'm trying to see what we got next week. Next week we got Tesla earnings on Tuesday, I believe. We got Tesla earnings. Yeah, Tuesday we got Verizon, GE, Lockheed Martin, RTX, Danaher, Quest, Elevance, and more. MSCI, we got Tesla in the evening at 410. And that's we got Boeing, AT&T. I'm guessing maybe with all the volatility of some of these earnings, they are not going to be. We got a bunch of other big earnings next week. Oh, next Thursday, we do have Google. Okay, cool. And honestly, I'm so glad they're doing it this way, bro. Google is separating themselves for earnings. Instead of, they got Google and Intel on Thursday. And we're going to cover that too. So, good. Good, good. What's up, Keith, Whale, William, Ja, 8, Oplin, Mama Pawn, Joshua. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what we get this morning. So just in terms of economic reports, we have jobless claims, housing starts, building permits, all at 8:30. All right, we also got the Philly Fed manufacturing survey. And so one of the things all of these different reports are going to bring is maybe some volatility. You know, like if it was just a normal jobless claims report, we don't know how volatile that's going to be. We really don't. We don't know if it's going to be really volatile, not so volatile. And so, but with all these different reports going live at 8:30, we should get a little bit of movement at the very least, right? I'm assuming we get some movement here. Right now, how much? I don't freaking know. You never know, but we should at least get some. Movement. All right, so here's the nasdaq. Nasdaq bouncing back a lot too. And then today, again, we had a bunch of stuff. All right, so Infosys execs expects to see some impact in consumer product segment due to macro issues. NASDAQ long. Yeah, we got a little rebound in markets here. We did make a little bit of money on this account, lost a bit of money on our other account yesterday. But we're doing pretty good. Again, we got exactly an hour before jobless claims comes out. We also have... we also have Michael Barr speaking. So we'll see what that looks like. But bouncing back. This 18.5 level is a big level, in my opinion. So I'm getting an X.com post out here. Again, I still like Gemini a lot, man. Gemini, very good. All right, so NASDAQ, here's the 200 exponential moving average. Let's see if the NASDAQ holds. State Street just reported their numbers. They posted 204 versus 199, revenue of 3.28. This is State Street, STT here. They are initially reacting negatively to this report. Yeah, I mean, we can talk about it later. I'm not going to talk. It's too early in the stream. I usually... we also had Charles Schwab post numbers. I usually don't plug anything for the first hour or two. Just to keep it clean, you know. All right, guys, so here is a full breakdown on X.com. If you want to know every single earnings report that showed up today. Yes, we reported all this stuff. Good. Yeah, so State Street ended up reporting revenue of 5.6 billion. And they posted they reported 104 EPS. No, that's not right. Or 204, I'm sorry, 204. Yeah. They posted. No. Oh yeah, 204. We had Charles Schwab too. Where's Schwab at? Is Schwab listed here? Schwab? Yeah, okay, it's listed. Alright, cool. Alright, NASDAQ's coming down. 18.5s is a big level. Look, we're testing this level now. Alright, so Schwab posted Schwab posted 104. Expected 1. $5.6 billion. So it's slightly better than expected for Schwab, but not much. And then Schwab also posted, State Street posted 3.28 billion. So State Street's kind of missed. Ally, we're still waiting on Ally. Did Ally post earnings? They're supposed to report them just now. Let's refresh this. Yeah, Ally is out. They posted 58 cents versus 43 cents expected. I'm not sure what the revenue was, but what did Ally show up as, chat? I'm trying to get like a full report of the earnings. NASDAQ just broke under that 18.5 level. All right, so Ally posted 58. Revenue for Ally was 2.06. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, so Ally BDPS beat revenue. It's crazy what AI can do. Yeah. State Street also beat. State Street missed revenue. Okay, got it. All right, so we are now under 18.5s here, under 18.5s. Yeah, and so we got a full list of reported earnings here. Okay, I can't stand this song. I'm sorry, guys. Most of the songs are good, but like some of the times they'll throw some freaking ridiculous songs out here. See, I want this to stop. Like, okay, it did stop. All right, cool. State Street, Indian M3 money supply showed up at 9.5 versus 9.6 last time. I'm seeing mostly beats here, like through the earnings report. Mostly beats. Amex profit went up 6%. Cardholder spending increases. Stock falls though. So a lot of stuff beat and still getting negative reactions. Again, you can kind of see the Nasdaq dipping under this 18.5 level. I kind of want to short this. We ended up making about $300 on this account yesterday. $300. Probably investors are going to be worried about the next quarters, wondering if these sell-offs. Yeah, I think the most interesting economic report that we get is going to be quarter one GDP going live. We've had a lot of variance in what they think GDP is going to show up as. I think quarter three GDP shows up Wednesday, April 30th, is I think when quarter one GDP shows up. And honestly, it's a pretty big day. So Wednesday, April 30th, in about 2 weeks from now, we have non-farm employment, German CPI, Mexican GDP. We have U.S. core PCE report going live. We have personal consumption expenditures. We got Atlanta Fed GDP now going live for quarter two at 1 o'clock. And so the 30th, we got all kind of stuff happening. And it's also earnings season about to start here. And so you guys know me. I cover all the big earnings. But yeah, we got earnings season starting as well. One question for the chat, and I will leave it at that. If tariffs are so bad, why does every country have tariffs? Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think tariffs are bad per se. I think that they're causing negative effects on markets, but like the idea behind tariffs is good. I think that's a really generalized statement, though. I think it's kind of like, okay, here's an example of what I'm trying to say, right? So, okay, and again, I'm not politically biased, right? But here's an example. So if the economy is rolling to a point in which inflation is at 8, 9, 10, 12, 15% or something crazy like that. Let's say inflation's at 12, 13, 15, 20%, something crazy like the 80s, right? And let's say the reason this inflation is happening is because of a super strong labor market, right? Like I could ask a generalized statement and say, hey guys, isn't a strong labor market good? And in normal context, that might be true. A strong labor market is good, right? But if it's causing massive inflation problems in the current market, it's negatively impacting the market, right? And it doesn't mean a strong labor market isn't good. It just means that, it's causing problems right now. It's causing problems. And I think that's the same context you have to look at these tariffs under, which is that tariffs are good. I like tariffs. Tariffs build U.S. manufacturing, and that's good. But they're obviously causing problems too. At least the public doesn't react to it. And again, I'm not really hypercritical of it. Like, I understand the need to do tariffs. I just think We got to balance things. And I hope they get a deal done. That's all I'm saying. I'm not even disagreeing with whether we should or shouldn't do tariffs. I'm just hoping they get a deal done. I am hoping they come to an agreement, and I tend to be optimistic and think they will, but who freaking knows, man? You don't ever know. But I tend to think they will get a deal done, and you know, things are going to be fine. And I think if we do get a deal done, the market's going to fly up. But who knows if, when, how that's going to happen. I'm not sure. Do you guys think they'll get a deal done? Eventually. I think it's going to be, I don't know when it's going to be. It's going to be eventually, but I don't know. And I think baby steps is the right move. Baby steps with tariffs. I mean, I don't know. It depends on how good of a day trader you are, CC. I would say when you're learning to day trade, it doesn't make any sense to day trade your own capital because you're probably just going to lose it, you know. But outside of that, I don't know. And again, I'll put the link up for Top Step right here. I don't usually plug anything, but if you want to check out the platform I'm using, great way to help support my channel. No PDT in futures. You can day trade the S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, the Russell, gold, some currencies in futures. No PDT rule. Great way to learn how to day trade when most day traders lose money. If you put up your own money, let's be honest, most day traders are going to lose. This is a cheaper way to learn. You put up $50. They give you a 50K demo. If you can pass their test, make 3K without losing 2K in profit following their rules, fund you 50K, 90% split. Very similar to funding your own account in that regard. You get to keep your first 10K in profit. And if you're good enough, you can withdraw, fund your own account. But if you're not good enough and you fail this, you lose $50. It's not the end of the world, and that's a lot less than most day traders lose if they fund their own account. But again, I'm biased because I get paid by them, so I'm biased. But great, still, genuinely, regardless of whether I'm biased or not, I genuinely think it's good for traders. But understand, all this is up on screen. I'm not an investment professional, not liable if you lose money. I'll pin it to the top, but yeah, not liable if you lose. Always make your own assessment. Trade smart, guys. NASDAQ is now testing that 18.5 level, 18.5. Yeah, I mean, if it's my own personal opinion, Alan, I understand wanting to get rid of dependence on other countries. I understand that. I really do. I genuinely understand that. I think that's important to do. But I think you have to take baby steps towards it. Because if you do not take baby steps towards it, you got to slowly chip away for a couple different reasons. As to, number one, not ignite what we're in right now. And number two, because if you do not take baby steps to do it, it's going to deeply negatively impact the economy at the time, because you're basically like ripping the Band-Aid off, and there's consequences to that. And again, I'm not being political. This is just what I truly believe. But again, they might know more than I do. I'm just some YouTuber talking about stocks and finance and futures. So what do I know? I don't freaking know anything. But yeah. And again, I don't even disagree. Like, people get so emotionally tied to whatever political thing they're about that, like, they get mad at me. We're just talking here. I'm not against you at all. Anybody here, regardless of where you go or who you watch or what side you support or anything like that. Like, I'm pretty neutral. So I hope you guys understand. I like crawfish. So cheers to you guys, Oh, I'm for them abolishing income tax. Yeah, no, the 90-day pause is helpful for sure. I think people have to understand a couple different things. Number one is that people have to understand the dependence of both countries on each other, right? Like, both countries need each other for money reasons. Both countries obviously do. They both need each other. They both need each other's trade, believe it or not. And so I hope they get it done. But Allstate announces estimated March catastrophe losses of about 1.04 billion and quarter one catastrophe losses of around 2.2 billion. All right, guys, market's sideways. Market's neutral here. Let's see if we do anything. I mean, I think the market's actually up a little bit today. You know, we take a look at, I'll put two charts up instead. Let's take a look at the 10-year Treasury yield, which as of yesterday in Powell, it did decrease down to 4.2%. If I take a look at the 10-year now, let's see. 10-year yield's currently sitting at 4.3%, so it did bump up a little bit to 4.3% overnight, but it's not a crazy amount, which means that interest rate sentiment is down over the last day from yesterday, a little bit. We can take a look at gold here. Gold obviously has been breaking all-time highs. Got up to all-time highs yesterday at 33.70s, almost 30. Almost 34s. 34s is right there. That's another level to watch. We have Bitcoin very sideways for the last few days, sitting at 84.7 thousand, 84.8 thousand almost. So almost 85K for Bitcoin. Still trying here. Yeah, and basically the markets are down because Powell yesterday raised concerns about the inflationary and economic growth risks of the tariffs, right? 10-year Treasury yield rose around 4 basis points to 4.3%. 2-year yield is up more than 2 basis points to 3.8%. Powell said, one of the things he said is, we may find ourselves in the challenging scenario in which our dual mandate goals are in tension. He said if that were to occur, we would consider how far the economy is from each goal and the potentially different time horizons over which those respective gaps would be anticipated to close. Basically, we try to predict when it's going to end. Deutsche analysts said in a note that despite the scary picture that Powell does not appear to be in a rush to react to economic challenges. They said, quote, his comments added to the sense that the Fed wouldn't be in a rush to react to the weaker surveys of recent weeks, meaning he's not going to cut rates. Moreover, he downplayed the need for any Fed market intervention, noting that markets remained orderly even if they were struggling with a lot of uncertainty, end quote. And again, we had pretty strong retail sales data yesterday. We got jobless claims today on Thursday going live, so we got to watch for that as well. Yeah, look, all I'm saying, let's everybody be respectful, regardless of which side you're on. Alan, you're welcome here. I appreciate you joining the chat and hanging out. It's nothing. Please don't think that, regardless of who you support or whatever, that I'm against you guys. And I'm very neutral on all of it. Let's just all be respectful. You can have conversations. Conversations are fine. Just be respectful about it. And I think a healthy thing for people in general. Try to see the other side, regardless of which side you're on. Try to see the other side. Have empathy. I think it's good. It's healthy. Do we need to load up on gold, silver, and mining stocks? I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, they're going to cut by July, most likely. Right now, the expectations are by July, we're going to cut 50 basis points by July. So we'll see if they do. Unless we start seeing inflation. Yeah. I mean, I'm worried about inflation. I don't like inflation. But the next big inflation report doesn't drop, I think, until like... the next big inflation report drops Wednesday. GDP and PCE, because Friday the market's closed. Thursday, is Thursday the market closed? What is May 1st? What holiday is May 1st? Oh, it's Labor Day. Okay. Markets are closed on May 1st, so they've compacted it to, yeah. See, but are markets closed Labor Day? Because it still says we have ISM manufacturing PMI. Friday, we got non-farm payrolls, unemployment. So I hate it. Why are they doing it like this, bro? I don't know why they're doing it like that. A bunch of weird economic reports. All right, so we're rejecting this 200 exponential here. We're still over 18.5. So I think 18.5 is a big psychological level. I'm going to draw. Obviously, we got this big low down here. Low of the last few days. So we're going to watch this 18.5 level pretty close, or 18.45. We got to watch 18.5 right there. I think we had a couple consolidations here off of like 18.25s. Yeah. Here's 18.5s testing it again. We'll try to trade some. Yeah, I mean, he made a post up. Happy to see this channel growing and grateful for John and Pawn working to keep the vibe peaceful. Thank you, Faye. Appreciate it. Thank you. CPI data. Yeah. I mean, CPI data comes out. I'm trying to see when everything drops here. Like, we got a couple slow weeks, and then basically every day's busy after that for some reason. All right, guys. So, again, we're in between these two levels. We got 18.5. Big level. Honestly, big level. Bitcoin up. Gold trying to break all-time highs. But pulling back a little bit. A lot of markets got scared yesterday from Powell. And we got jobless claims in 35 minutes here. 35 minutes. We got 700 people watching already. Appreciate the love. Looking at our poll options here. It looks like over 60% of people out of almost 500 votes think that we're going to enter a recession in 2025. 38% of people say no, we're not. All right, so Eli Lilly shares rallied ahead of the opening bell. They created a pill for diabetes, and weight loss took a step closer to hitting the market. How's Lilly been doing? Man, they're up. Yeah, so Eli Lilly just ripped up overnight to 8.15s. 8.15s for Eli Lilly. They were at 7.30s. It's a huge percentage increase for Eli Lilly. Yeah, no, for sure. And I think that's why. Look at Eli Lilly right now on this news about the diabetes pill. It is up substantially on this. It's at 815.50s here. Look at that. It's a big gap up from 730s to 815s. That's a big gap. It's like almost a 20% jump. Or no. I'm sorry. That's not 20%. That is like what? 10, 12%. I'm trying to do the math in my head for it, but yeah, that's 10%, 11%. The math in my head worked. Top 3 greatest mathematical head calculators in the world right now. But yeah, Eli Lilly up. That would be a huge market, right? Because at this point, diabetes, you know, people that have it have to give themselves shots, and so it's going to be a lot easier to just take you know, medicine every day versus having to take a shot. Yeah, but I think if they get money poured into it, it's eventually going to be a thing. And if Eli Lilly is going to be on front of that, then that's good for them. Again, not an investment professional, not liable if you lose. Always make your own assessment, trade responsibly. NASDAQ still kind of consolidating between this 18,525 level and this 18,508. Yeah, no, there's also patches and other stuff too. I get it. But again, regardless of any of that stuff, like, you know, it's still going to be a huge market if they're able to accomplish this for Eli Lilly. Let's take a look at AMD. It's at 89s. Google doing good. Apple. Let's take a look at Nvidia here. Nvidia at 104s. I want to make $50 in this news. I mean, good luck to you, sir. Oh, you're right. International. How is it that we have a holiday called Labor Day? An International Workers' Day. I guess one's international, but okay, so now this is where I'm really getting confused, because when I Google International Workers' Day, it says it's on September 1st, the same day as Labor Day, and then it says it's Labor Day. Wait, so what holiday is May 1st? Somebody help me out here. Is it Batman Day? They say May 1st is Batman Day. I know May 4th is a holiday. Star Wars holiday. International Workers' Day. In many countries. May Day. Okay, so the market's open on May 1st is what we're saying here. NASDAQ just had a pop. Yeah, so NASDAQ is popping up here. Let's see what the reason for this is. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's a reason for this pop here. Bear with me. Chat. Testing that 200 exponential. All right, so we bounced off of 18,525s. CRH appoints Nancy as CFO, Nancy Buesa. Yeah, I don't see any news. I don't think this is catalyst driven. I'm trying to make sure though. We had the SOFR overnight financing rate at 4.3% for April 16th versus 4.36. That dropped a couple minutes ago. Yeah, I don't see any big news drop. Not today. Not right now. So, probably just normal action. That 18.5 level just held. People bought it up. Apple popped up a little bit. Let's see if we got some stock news. Nvidia and others are running. Let's take a deeper look at this. Is it TSM? No. Look at Nvidia shoot up. Apple shoot up. Whoa. Something's going on right now. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. It's May the 4th. Be with you. Yeah, I'm looking at Apple. Looks like maybe Nvidia. All right, so the president posted. Okay, so this is what happened. President posted, quote, had a very productive call with the president of Mexico yesterday. Likewise, I met with the highest level Japanese trade representatives. It was a very productive meeting. Every nation, including China, wants to meet, end quote. This is what's dragging the market up. This is what's dragging the market up. He said today Italy, but every nation wants to meet. That's what's dragged the market up. So I knew it was a big move for no catalyst. Yeah, so that's why the market popped. Well, I think if they meet, it's good news, Omni. I think if they meet, it's good news, to be honest. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to hold. But I think if they meet, obviously, it's good news. So, yeah. I think if they meet, it's good. It's a... Oh, whoa, that's too big. There we go. Yeah. All right, so we got a big pop and then a dip here. Let's see if the 200 exponential at 530s holds. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we got jobless claims in 24 minutes, still about half an hour. The president posted saying he had productive talks with Mexico highest level Japanese trade representatives as well. He said it was a productive meeting. He said every nation, including China, wants to meet with him. And that caused optimism and maybe getting a deal done in markets is what it looks like. So, yeah. All right, so let's see if the market holds. We popped up a little bit on that tweet. I don't know if it's a tweet or not, but we popped up some here. All right, so we're now testing. Here's the 200 exponential right there at 535s. 535s. But it looks like he's meeting with Italy today. Yeah, guys. So, again, overnight, yesterday, we had some news. We'll see if the market holds. We got jobless claims unemployment in about 21 minutes exactly here. It's expected to show up today. Yeah, we got unemployment. It's weird. Like, next week is slow, but we have a couple earnings plays that kind of make it busier. But we got jobless claims unemployments today. And then the markets are mostly closed tomorrow. Like, I know the stock market, the New York Stock Exchange. Yeah, so New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, bond markets also closed. Futures markets are open, but I don't think they're going to be necessarily volatile here. Here. How you guys been doing this week? You guys red or green? Eli Lilly. I don't know if this is a real move or not for Eli Lilly, but look at this. Right now, I just have a huge candle on my chart. So this looks like a not a real candlestick. Let me know if you guys see it, but I don't think this is real here. Look at this. It's going right down to the previous closing price, which usually means it's like a rogue order getting filled. And then after this candle ends in 20 seconds, it's going to pop right back up is what I'm assuming here. But let me know if it's a real candle for you guys. It looks scary, but again, it goes right down to the previous closing price right here, which is probably just an order getting filled at the previous closing price overnight. And again, in that regard, it's probably going to pop right back over. We'll see, though. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so yeah, it wasn't a real candle. Eli Lilly, again, reacting very favorably to this. Very favorably. That's what I thought, is that it wasn't a real candle. I don't know why. Like rogue random orders getting filled. Now we're dipping down under the 200 exponential here. Yeah, it's probably just a random rogue order getting filled. That's what happens. Yeah, and in terms of today's market action here. We got the Philly Fed Index, jobless claims, housing starts, building permits in 20 minutes. Later on today, we got the ECB rate decision that drops in 4 minutes. 4 minutes for the ECB rate decision. It looks like they're going to pause rates. Yeah, so again, let me figure this out. Where's AI at? Yeah, so the ECB decision is in 3 minutes, guys, at 9:15 or 8:15 market time. 2 minutes, just about 2 minutes. And, of course, we'll cover it as soon as it happens. Yeah, so it looks like the ECB... All right, so they're expecting to cut rates by 25 basis points. Oh, okay, I see. So the ECB is actually expected to cut. This will be the 6th consecutive rate cut for the central bank, pushing the deposit facility rate and main refinancing rates down to 2.25 and 2.4%. Christine Lagarde will hold a press conference to discuss this. But yeah, they are expecting to cut 25 basis points for the ECB here. 25, sorry. And again, this happens in about 1 minute here. We'll see if this impacts the markets. The only way it really will impact things is if the only way this will really impact things is if she shocks the market and does something different, you know. ECB is the European Central Bank. We got 20 seconds, chat. 20 seconds. We'll see what they do. And this is kind of like our Friday. The markets are pretty much closed tomorrow. All right, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll see if this ECB decision moves markets. All right, there we go. So ECB cut rates 25 basis points as expected. I'm showing from 2.65 down to 2.4%. 25 basis point cut as expected for the ECB. Markets did not react at all from this report. Markets did not react at all. Again, in 15 minutes, we got building permits, housing starts. Yeah, so they cut rates 25 basis points as expected. From 2.65 down to 2.4%. Yeah, so not really a shocker here. 2.4%. All right, guys, 13 minutes. Or actually, we got 14 minutes, yeah. All right, guys, the market's not really moving. We do have this level here that we drew at 525 that we've been watching pretty closely. 525 seems like a level that we're looking at. Got to watch NVIDIA, got to watch Apple today. Again, Eli Lilly up a lot. All right, so the ECB says this: trade tensions is likely to have a tightened impact on financing conditions. These factors may further weigh on economic outlook from the euro area. Inflation has continued to develop as expected. What the heck? Discard. All right, guys. So, yeah, they said, again, trade tensions is likely to have a tightened impact on financing conditions. These factors may further weigh on the economic outlook for the euro, for the European area. Inflation has continued to develop as staff expected. Again, they cut rates 25 basis points as expected. Market didn't really react. Apple has been up over the last few minutes. Nvidia is bouncing up a little bit as well. It's at 105.30s. Trying to get over that level here. Hey, thanks for becoming a member, Tex. Appreciate it, bro. TK elevator shareholders considering U.S. listing in 26 could be valued at 20 billion euros in any sale or listing, according to Reuters. Yeah. Nvidia down 50% from all-time highs. Is it quite 50? No, it's not 50. Nvidia's at 100. Nvidia at this point is down 33 roughly percent. Like we're almost exactly 33% if my head math is correct. 34% is what Nvidia's down from basically 150 to 100. That's a third, so that would be 33.3% repeating, so it's about 33%. Right? Is Tesla still alive? I haven't even looked at Tesla. Tesla 243s. Honestly, the market's been so freaking flat ahead of this data. We got 9 minutes here, chat. 9 minutes. We got 1,100 viewers already. Let's see what we get today. Jobless claims, unemployment filings, guys. Market's honestly chaotic, too. It's John's fault he hasn't worn a hat all week, bro. Look, I'll do the sideways hat. What does a sideways hat mean? You know, when I was young, I used to wear my hat like this. Should I keep it like this? No? Backwards hat? What does that mean? Ooh. There's your hat for you. You're welcome. Backwards means you're about to catch Pokemon. Backwards hat means game one and increasing trading success by 78%. Yeah, the best way I could explain a hat is it's like a teddy bear. It's your comfort animal. Like, I started wearing hats whenever I was young because my hair was so freaking long that I didn't feel like messing with it. So I would just kind of throw a hat on my crazy freaking ridiculous looking hair. Yeah. And I would never get a haircut. Honestly, my hair was so long, I was nervous to get a haircut. I didn't feel like sitting there. And so I let my hair get so freaking long all the time that I just never cut it. And I would throw my hat over it just to deal with it when I was young. Now that I'm older, I like shorter hair, actually. But I still like wearing hats for some reason. It's like a comfort thing. Yeah, I'm just glad I got here. I was telling my haircut lady the same thing. She's like, oh, you've got too much hair. And I was like, yeah, I'm just glad I got here. All right, guys, 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Yeah, I mean, so we did there was a, I think, I'm trying to think of who came out with this option here. A Reuters poll came out this morning that thinks the U.S. economy will grow 1.4% this year in 2025 and 1.5% in 2026. That is versus the 2.2% and 2% that they projected in March. So we have decreased the growth this year projections by a pretty significant margin. Again, it was 2.2%, now it's 1.4%. It was 2%, now it's 1.5%. They also think the recession probability for the coming year is at 45%, which is the highest since December of 2023. And so essentially they think that we're going to enter a recession, not this year, but next year, 2026, I guess. And so that news came out this morning. The ECB decision to cut interest rates was reportedly unanimous, according to Reuters, citing sources. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes here. Dude, I don't dye my hair, bro. I've never dyed my hair in my life. The only time I've ever dyed my hair, ever, when I was like in 7th grade, 8th grade, my sister and her little friend wanted to bleach my hair so I could have bleach spikes. It was a 90s, early 2000s thing. So I could have bleach, spiky front hair. And so they got a bunch of hydrogen peroxide and a toothbrush, and they put it in my hair to try to bleach it. That's the only time I've ever dyed my hair, ever. I don't care what color my hair is, dude. Top 3 greatest hairs of all time. Anyways, we got expected numbers today showing up at we got expected numbers showing up today at 225s. Chat, 225s. Again, we got building permits expected at 1.45 million. We got housing starts expected at 1.42 million. We got jobless claims expected at 225. The Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, which is a gauge of manufacturing, also drops live. It's expected at 2.2. Expected at 2.2 for the Philly Fed Index, 2.2. And again, we'll see if it holds, chat. We'll see if it holds. This data releases in 4 minutes here. 4 minutes. Hey, thanks for the 40, whatever this is. I don't know how much that is, but I appreciate it, I guess. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. This is 47 cents. Thank you so much, sir, for the 47 cents. Appreciate it. Today's a red day. All right, guys, we got 3.5 minutes here. 3.5 minutes. I don't remember if it worked or not. I really don't. I mean, everybody else can read it. I don't need to say it. Yeah, I like Netflix as a company, honestly, too. All right, guys, here we go. Jobless claims, unemployment filings, building permits, housing start data. We got Philly Fed Index data coming live. 2.5 minutes. Yeah, I don't even remember what friend it was. Kay, I'm not sure. I just remember it was her friend. You know, they were older than me, just to clarify, right? Like, that's my older sister. I don't remember who it was or what. I don't know. Netflix is going to get into live sports, right? So Netflix is going to get into live sports. We'll see what that looks like for Netflix. All right, guys. Hey, we got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. So jobless claims unemployment filings is a week-to-week report on unemployment filings. All right, guys, 2 minutes. Again, building permits, housing start data, jobless claims unemployment filings, 1.5 minutes. Philly Fed Index. We got the ECB press conference coming live in about, I don't know. In about 15 minutes, we got the ECB press conference with Lagarde. All right, guys, less than a minute here. Less than a minute. We're right around that 18.5 level. Right around it. All right, guys, make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream for this report here. We'll see what it does to markets. All right, guys, here we go. Jobless claims, unemployment filings. 20 seconds, 25 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're caught up. 20 seconds. Chat, 20 seconds. These are unemployment filings week to week. How many people are filing for unemployment week to week? The expected number. This is a little early. It's a little early. So we got 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here's the report. Waiting. All right, jobless claims, unemployment filings. Housing starts, 1.324 million. Jobless claims, lower than expected. Stronger economy than expected. 215 versus 225 expected, which means less people filed for unemployment at 215 versus 225 expected. Building permits showed greater, stronger than expected at 1.482 million for March versus 1.45 expected. Housing starts for March was weaker than expected at 1.324 million. 1.324 million. The market has initially reacted slightly positive to this report, but we're starting to see a downward push here. Look at this retracement down here. But again, jobless claims showed a stronger economy than expected with less people filing for unemployment here. Less people filing for unemployment. Again, jobless claims showed up at 215. The Philly Fed Index showed wildly more negative than expected, though. Wildly more negative than expected. The Philly Fed Index showed negative 26. Negative 26 for the Philly Fed Index. So the data is kind of split. They expected positive 2.2, and they ended up showing negative 26.4 for the Philly Fed Index. Kind of a scary number there for manufacturing here. And the Philly Fed measures the manufacturing and business conditions among manufacturers. A level above 0 indicates improving conditionings. Below indicates worsening conditions. So all things considered, they expect manufacturing to be worsening in terms of conditions. Again, Philly Fed Index minus 26.4 versus positive 2.2. Jobless claims, unemployment filings did show less than expected, which shows a stronger economy than expected. Again, less expected jobless claims at negative or at 215 versus 225 expected here. So that is the report. Again, jobless claims 215 versus 225 expected. Yeah. Interesting. What do you guys think? Do you think this is good or bad data here? Good or bad data? It's kind of mixed, honestly. So jobless claims. Again, the Philly Fed one's kind of scary because it showed a much weaker manufacturing sector than expected here at minus 34. Minus 34. That's a pretty big margin of worse. Minus 26, I mean. That's big. We're gonna put all this stuff on screen. Housing starts 1.324 versus 1.42 expected. So housing starts were weak. Building permits showed what else we got? Yeah, that's basically it. We got an initial claims at 215. So continuing claims actually showed up slightly higher. Okay. So continuing claims actually showed up a little bit worse. A bit worse. Yeah, and again, oh, look at the market pop right now, guys. So something just happened. Look at the market pop up. All right, let me check this out. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure there's no news going out right now here. So the Italian economy minister says they will not be applying EU fiscal leeway on defense spending. European Central Bank cuts 25, warns of deteriorated. I'm trying to see if there's any reason. There's usually a reason for this pop. Interesting. Look at that pop. Fed's Williams says the economy is in a very good place amid uncertainty and monetary policy is well positioned and doesn't see the need to change rates anytime soon in a Fox Business interview. So this is what happened. This is what happened. Fed's Williams says the economy very good place amid uncertainty. Also, guys, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. If you want to learn to day trade, do not fund your own account. Most day traders lose. If you put thousands and thousands of dollars into your own account, you're probably going to lose a lot of that day trading. Most day traders lose. In order to learn, most day traders lose for at least a year. It's called market tuition. Instead of funding thousands and paying market tuition by losing in your own account, it doesn't make any sense. Instead, try a funded account program. Top Step's one of the most legit in the world. They give you a 50K demo. If you can make 3K in profit without losing 2K first on the base one, following their rules and conditions, they fund you 50K with a 90% split. And there's some rules you have to follow, but it teaches you how to trade in a structured way. And the rules are reasonable. If you pass the test, you get a 50K funded account with a 90% split. And that's pretty similar to funding your own account. You also get to keep your first 10K in profit as well here. So a great way to learn. A great way to learn. Most day traders lose. And Top Step has paid out hundreds of millions of dollars to their traders. They fund thousands of traders. They're just a good way to learn how to day trade. And in the futures market, there's no PDT rule, so you can day trade the SPY price action and the E-mini, the NASDAQ price action and the NASDAQ E-mini. No PDT rule, currencies, gold, a lot of stuff you can day trade. Very similar to day trading stocks. If you want to check it out, link is pinned to the top of the page as well. I'll put it right there in chat. Great way to help support the channel. They are an affiliate of mine, though. I am biased because I get paid by them. Always understand, not an investment professional, not liable. If you lose money, always make your own assessment. Trade smart, guys. Not an investment professional. Understand all this stuff on screen. I can't guarantee a thing. Don't copy me. Not an investment professional. Anyways, guys. Yeah. Market bounced up on that Williams quote, which is one of the Fed members. We also have, again, we got Lagarde speaking at 10:15. We're going to start to trade a little bit here. We're just waiting for our opportunity. All right, so we got a poll. Will the U.S. enter a recession in 2025? 61% say yes, 39% say no. Let's end this poll. And we're going to do another poll today, which is, let's think about it. Will the FOMC cut rates before July? That's a good poll. Will the FOMC cut rates before July? Vote on the poll. I'm not an investment professional. I don't even know what investments are. Don't copy me. Not an investment professional. Not liable if you lose. I don't even know what an investment is. Okay, don't copy me. Here, I'll put this data up on screen. We got jobless claims out already. They showed 215. Yeah, so here's the data on screen here. I'll put it up slightly on screen. Let me make this larger here. There we go. Again, hit that sub button, hit the notification bell. We do this live every single day. I mean, MU, he said, I lose money every day like every business have up and downs. What's your point here? Every day and each time you open, most day traders lose money, don't you? I mean, the best thing I can say is cry about it, okay? Like, that's all I'm saying. Just cry about it. Obviously, I'm going to post disclaimers, and, like, that's a normal standard practice for anybody putting out financial stuff on YouTube. And so if you don't like it, go watch somebody else and cry about it. It's okay. Cheers to you, you know? Have a great day. Housing starts. Yeah, so housing starts actually came out noticeably weaker than expected at 1.324 million versus 1.42 million expected. So I don't know if that's a good sign for real estate. Housing starts. And again, just to put this into perspective, right? Housing starts is the change in the number of new constructions that happened. So... Yeah, also, guys, today we have the Atlanta Fed GDP now expected at minus 2.2%. This is for quarter one. I wonder if they're going to update it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what his point was. Like, oh, no, you post disclaimers. Oh, no. Like, get out of here, bro. Like, of course I post disclaimers. If you were me, you would post disclaimers. You know, the smart ones post disclaimers. You know, again, and my whole thing is like, I tell people I'm not an expert. And the reason I do this is because I'm not, and I don't want people to copy me. And I would rather be honest with people versus acting like I'm the greatest ever in the world. Definitely top 3. You know, I would rather be honest with people about it and just tell people, hey, I'm not an expert. I don't know what's going to happen, you know, versus acting like I'm the greatest predictor of all time and that I know exactly what's going to happen and then arguing with anybody that doesn't think what I think is going to happen is happening. I just rather just be honest. And I think people respect that and appreciate that. I think that's one of the reasons I've grown a lot on YouTube. Is because I'm honest with people about stuff. You know, I tell people most day traders lose because it's true. Most day traders lose. And so, you know. Yeah, this is not a controversial topic. Most day traders are going to lose, right? Like, this is how it goes. Most day traders lose. Now, I could either be honest about that or I could lie about it so I could, you know, grow more money or something. Yeah, I mean, the disclaimer is protecting myself. It's industry standard is what it is, right? Industry standard is post disclaimers. That's how it goes. Honestly, I think even if I didn't have disclaimers, I'd probably still be pretty protected here because the way in which I talk to people about investments and outlook and stuff like that is very like I preface everything with like, hey, look, I don't know what's going to happen, you know, and I think that protects me a lot. Yeah, market went up, went down. You know, a lot of this has to do with all right, so 24% of U.S. residents are canceling plans to make a major purchase, such as a home or car, because of the new tariff policies, according to Redfin. Amex CEO says spending level through the first week and a half of April remained consistent with quarter one. And again, we did have Fed Williams say that the economy is in a very good place amid uncertainty and monetary policy is well positioned. It doesn't see the need to change rates anytime soon. And so that's where we're at now. The market is very flat, very sideways, not really moving anything. And we still got 45 minutes until the opening bell. Yeah, it could be the ECB conference. That's possible too, for sure. Yeah, so we got jobless claims. They're already out. We got jobless claims. Yes, we had unemployment claims out. They came slightly better than expected. Slightly better. It wasn't a huge amount, though. And the market is honestly pretty flat. Because even if people fail, right, it is like, so, okay, so day trading is like this. Day trading is something where most people fail at. The ones that succeed, it generally takes them a long time to learn, right? And what I promote is a way to not lose as much money in the beginning, to be honest, right? Like losing $50 per Top Step account makes sense because people that don't do this, most of the time are going to deposit 5, 10, 20, 30 grand, lose a huge chunk of that. And so that's saving people money, number one. And the day traders that actually are able to do it successfully eventually, that'll be a skill they can have for the rest of their life, right? And that's a powerful thing. That's a useful thing. And so just because most people can't play poker, you know, you might still cover poker and other stuff. Like, it's just what I'm passionate about and what I'm interested in. Now, I like economics more than any of it, to be honest. Like, I love economics. I love economic data. I love markets. I think if you could predict the economy, you can make money more than anything else. Investing's the biggest statistical edge. And these are all things like, if you watch my channel, I say all of this stuff really regularly, right? And biggest statistical edge in markets is on the long-term investment side. Absolutely. Everybody should recognize that. Doesn't matter, you know, who you are, what you want. Everybody should understand biggest statistical edge is long-term investing, like without question. Love you. Love you. You gonna do your hair? Did you do it already?
No, me and Maddie want to talk to you.
All right, guys. Yeah, Michael Burry. Michael Burry's problem is that Michael Burry was right when a lot of people were wrong about the 2008 financial disaster, right? Michael Burry made his friends who honestly sued him. Michael Burry said, hey, the mortgage market's going to fail in 2006, 2007. 2006 is really what it was when he started to say this. He told his best friends, who were huge net worth individuals who had invested a lot of money with him at his firm, hey, the mortgage and real estate market's going to crash, and it's going to crash everything else around it because of these really risky loans that they're giving out, these really risky bets that they're making on mortgage-backed securities. Eventually, it's all going to fail. And his friends disagreed. And so while Burry was making these huge bets against the real estate market, his friends disagreed with that, and Burry said, no, this is what we're doing. His friends ended up suing him for millions and millions and millions of dollars. And they got mad at him. They wouldn't speak with him except through attorneys. And ultimately, it wasn't very quickly. Within a few years, Burry was proven correct. And so he made the same people that sued him billions and billions and billions of dollars, right? Or it was like over $1 billion. And so Burry was right when a lot of people were wrong. And then even with the like weirdness with rating agencies and all the different stuff that was going on, Burry was right when a lot of people were wrong. The problem, though, is that since then, Burry, and I get it, right? Like if you go through what Burry did, you're going to be pretty biased against the public sentiment. You're going to be pretty biased in terms of crashes. The problem is that since 2008, Burry has predicted multiple crashes, and he's been wildly wrong most of the time. He's predicted like 15 crashes since 2008. And, you know, I remember covering an FOMC meeting where Burry told everybody to sell ahead of the FOMC. He posted just sell on his page. And then after the FOMC, the market ended up ripping up like 6% or something like that. Then he deactivated his Twitter and eventually came out and apologized saying, hey, I was wrong. And so he's just wrong a lot. Now, he overpredicts crashes. And the problem is that people that follow Burry and like hang on everything he says, they end up getting misled into thinking we're going to crash every other year. You know, one of the biggest problems that I see is that people tend to think that we're going to crash every other year, and they're missing out on the biggest statistical edge the market ever gives you, even right now. Right? The people and again, I'm not an investment professional. I have no freaking idea what I'm talking about. Don't copy me. This is not financial advice. We are not investment professionals. We're not liable. If you lose money, always make your own assessment, trade responsibly. But with all that said and out the way, I think the people who lose the most in this pullback are people who are going to get emotional and sell, and then the market's going to come back eventually, and they're going to be sitting there like, man, I got out at the lows. Now, we don't know when the market's going to come back, but eventually it will. It's not going to stay down forever. And this is the problem that a lot of people face is that, you know, you have these quotes from Warren Buffett that say it is better to be fearful when others are greedy when others are fearful. You know, Rockefeller said the time to buy is when blood is running in the streets. And these are all talking about buying when the market is down big, you know. And again, in general, the people who lose the most are people who sell when the market's down big. Market drops 20%, they get emotional, they sell, they miss out on the rebound, and then they have a 20% hole in their account. And that's what generally happens to a lot of different people. All right, so the United Health CEO says Q1 Medicare or medical activity for Medicare and Advantage plans increased twice at the rate seen in 24. Care activity in Medicaid business expected during Q1. We also have Lagarde speaking in a post-meeting statement saying the euro area economy has been building up resilience, but the growth outlook is deteriorating. Markets are still very flat, not really moving. You have nice levels. Hey, thank you, sir. Yeah, they work pretty well. I mean, I'm not going to say they always work. Yeah, Warren Buffett's pretty good. People hate on Warren Buffett, but honestly, Warren Buffett's been right about a lot of stuff. This is the Dub Dub song. I can't handle it. Also, y'all give me a follow at x.com if you want rapid news updates. We cover all this stuff live. If you want a breakdown of all the economic data that we got today, here is the post of it. Again, go give me a follow at x.com. We've been growing a lot on x.com, to be honest. So check it out. Completely free, doesn't cost anything, as all of my stuff is. And so, yeah, check it out. We got about 30 minutes until the opening bell. We'll see what we get today. Again, guys, this is where I'm at in terms of Green Street. We had a beautiful day yesterday, a beautiful day in this account. We actually lost 500 in our other account, but I'm not going to talk about that. No, I'm telling you guys for transparency purposes. But as of yesterday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 green days in a row. As of yesterday, doing very, very good in this account. Very, very good. I'm not going to say it's going to last forever, but very, very good in our account. Here's my new graph as of yesterday in this account. And yeah, check it out. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. Not too shabby here. Not too shabby. We'll see if that continues, though. I mean, what is a good idea? Good is subjective, Mickey B. I would say do whatever your risk tolerance. I would say if you first get funded in an XFA, you want to take it very slow, very slight, very easy, not act crazy, trade very small, build up a profit cushion, then use that to take larger risk is what I would assume is the right move, you know. Yeah, we got the opening bell, day trading live coming soon here. We're going to get ready to day trade here as well. Let's put... Look at this level here. 1825s. Or 525s. And do me a favor, hit that sub button if you haven't already, guys. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. You want to see a real crash till January of 2026? I'm bearish on the macro, maybe bullish for the day. Yeah, I don't really know what I am today. All right, so Charles Schwab, CFO, says it plans to provide revised outlook in July in the conference call. What's Schwab doing in stocks? I mean, they're still up on their earnings. They beat EPS, beat revenue for Charles Schwab, but they did dip down. They hit over 80s for a little bit. Now they're at 78s. Can you really predict the bottom of... Dude, I don't even know what a prediction is, bro. What is a prediction? You know, I don't even know what a stock is. I don't know what a finance is. A finance. You know, I don't know what a, you know, share is. I don't know what a futures is. One thing that I noticed though is that like you can look at support and resistance. One of the things people always tell me is that my levels are good. And like one of the reasons they say that is because an example is like even if we break under this level now, look at like I drew this level, we went right down to it and then rebounded right off of it. And so even if we continue back down, that level's still valid. It's still confirmed. And you can do a lot of stuff with these levels if you know where we're going to stop at and take at least a, you know, a stop. And so you can find really good levels in markets. You really can. You can find really good levels in markets. You have to, you know, you have to look at confirmations is what I use. I look at confirmations. There's a mix of different things that I look at, but I look at confirmations more than anything else. And so even if we break underneath this level, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 confirmation candles here holding at this level, going right down to this support level, bouncing off of it, confirming that level. Now we might continue down, but yeah. Yeah, market's closed tomorrow. Jobless claims are out. They might be in big yellow letters right below me on screen. They could be. There might be. I'm not saying they are. Yeah, you can still trade futures tomorrow, but the futures market's probably going to be really slow. But who knows? Maybe not. All right, so now we're retesting that 825 or that 525 level. All right, so look at the break underneath it. So we finally broke underneath it. We tested it. Now we're breaking underneath it. Let's see if we hold resistance there now. I'm going to short this now. See if we get a quick flush. We finally broke under my level here. There we go. There we go. We'll add to this now. Take half off. Get out the rest there. All right, so we just made about $20 attacking this range break. And this is how you use the levels, right? If we chip, 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 chip. When you get a big move under it, you can... Oh, wait. I don't think futures are closed. Bonds are closed tomorrow. Yeah, so maybe our futures market's closed tomorrow. All right, so here's 18.5s. Futures books you recommend? I don't know if books are the right learning tool for markets. You can learn economics through books. You can watch economics, or you can learn economics through book form. You can learn investing through book form. Trading is different, though. I don't know if you're going to... Let me see. So our futures markets, let me check. Where's... All right, so look, right down to 18.5s. Right down to 18.5s. All right, and market is tumbling down here, tumbling down. Let's see if there's a reason for this here. Hold on. Lagarde says that today's rate decision was unanimous. Options were debated, but no one argued in favor of 50 basis point cut. Lockheed Martin announced CFO transition, reaffirms company's previously issued 25 guidance. Okay, so yeah, futures markets, most futures are closed. Not all of them, but most. CME futures. I mean, I don't necessarily like book form for learning. All right, so look, now we're under 18.5s. Market is starting to tumble down too, man. I'm trying to see if there's any stocks. Where's TSM at? It's not really TSM falling. AMD's falling pretty quickly. So is Nvidia. These are microchip dips, it looks like. What am I forgetting? What am I forgetting in the max up? Microsoft. Yeah, so Palantir just dipped a lot. So did AMD. And this is microchip related, it looks like. United Health. Whoa. Yeah, United Health had a big... I mean, I've already seen this for UNH. Big gap down. Yeah, Microsoft's at 370s. We're under 18.5s, big psych level here. Here's the low of the last day or two. It's at 457s or 458s. Still battling 18.5s. Yeah, so stocks are closed. New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, both closed tomorrow. Most futures markets are closed tomorrow. Bond markets are closed. Most markets are closed tomorrow. And I'm not going to stream tomorrow because almost everything's closed and it's going to be boring if I do. So I took one of my last classes, was my Economics 110. And honestly, I hate that class. It doesn't teach me anything about trading, but that's what I get for misunderstanding. It's only a part of it. Honestly, the stuff it probably teaches you is more important than trading stuff. No college class is going to teach you about trading, brother. No offense. I mean, no college classes. I mean, not that I know of. College is not about to teach you trading. Most legit college classes are not. There's a difference between trading, which is short-term, and investing, which is long-term. All right, so most major U.S. futures markets, like those on CME Group, covering equity, indices, rates, currencies, energies, metals, agriculture, and ICE covering crude, cotton, and coffee, will be closed or operating on a significantly reduced schedule. Globex often has modified hours around holidays, potential closing early today, Thursday, and remaining closed through Friday for many contracts. All right, so again, we're under 18.5s, and we dipped underneath that so drastically. Now we're holding that level as resistance here. All right, guys. Are you like one of those guys that say don't go to college? No, not really. I never graduated college, but I earned more than most of the people that I know that did. But I also think it depends on what your degree is and what you want to do. I think there's a lot of things that you should not go to college for, and I think college is locking yourself into long-term debt, and some of the degrees are not going to justify it. But if you're getting STEM degrees, if you're going to be a doctor or, even like an attorney, or stuff like that, I think you can go to college, and there's big justification for going to college if you're getting the right degrees for it. I think the problem, though, is that in modern age, the standard is everybody goes to college. And so, yeah, I think it depends on what you're doing. I think like even programming perspective of college is like most people learn programming through boot camps nowadays. If you go to college, you'll get an easier time finding a job. You'll earn more money most likely in the beginning. But if you know how to code, you know how to code. You don't necessarily need to go to college for it. And so it depends on what you're doing. But I think college, you're going to make more money. On average, you're going to earn more money. On average, you are going to have an easier time finding a job going to college. And I want my kids to go. So. All right, market's getting close to these lows. We got 20 minutes, chat. 20 minutes. Right, if you know how to code, you know how to code, man. And I taught myself coding through online means. Like I taught myself Python, and then I taught myself JavaScript, and then I taught myself React and React Native and other stuff. And so, but you can teach yourself. Like if you know mathematics, you can teach yourself. Like I'll put it this way: if you learn to code by teaching yourself, you're gonna learn 5x faster than going to college and learning how to code, right? Where you learn like basic programming and semester terms. Like, dude, within 3-4 months, you can basically know how to code if you devote all your a lot of your time and energy to it. You're not gonna be great at it, but within a couple months, you can be okay enough to get maybe a junior programming position if you know how to do it well enough and you ace the questions. So it depends on the person. Yeah, for sure. No, I agree, MC. There's a lot to it. And understanding the infrastructure around it makes a lot of sense as well. But again, you can learn all that stuff online nowadays without needing a degree for it. The degree is going to get you a job much easier, though, and you're going to get paid more when you first get started, especially. Yeah, those are cool, Rover. I like React. I'm mostly front end though. I don't even back end. I'm like SQL. I'm just not good at back end stuff. Mostly front end. Like I've created applications and done some freelance work and done other stuff too. But I wish I would have started I learned Python first. Python's super literal. But I think I would have learned more if I don't know what it would have been better. Like some people say it's better to learn the harder languages first, because then when you learn something like Python, it's very easy because it's so literal and syntax is not as strict, versus learning something easy like Python first and then graduating to something more difficult syntax wise. But I guess that's subjective depending on the person. All right, look at NVIDIA fall down here, guys. So NVIDIA dipping down. Market's been downtrending for the last few minutes at least. Yeah, and AI is getting so much better too. And AI can teach you to code probably better than anybody at now. So, yeah, because AI can do all of them, 100% Jay. All right, so look at microchips, guys. So microchips, NVIDIA down to 104s, AMD down to 88.6, United Health at 495s. Yeah, AI. I mean, AI is only going to get better and better, though. Like, I get people are worried about programming and all that stuff, but you got to understand, like, AI is going to keep getting better. Like, imagine the leaps and bounds AI has grown over the last 5 years, and then extrapolate that over the next 25 years, and AI is going to be freaking ridiculous by that point in time. It's going to be so good. It's not even imaginable to most people, I think, at this point in time, how good it's going to be. So, y'all just be so, like, y'all be careful in markets over the weekend. Some of the markets are going to be low volatility. All right, look at that surge up. I don't know what happened. I don't know if this is Lagarde speaking here. Hold on. All right, so the president of Mexico says the call with the president, U.S. president, was productive. Will continue dialogue to reach agreements that benefit both nations. Lagarde says that EU negotiations with the U.S. says most obvious EU response is 0 for 0 tariff offer. So this is something going on today. All right, so the senior U.S. official on trade says the U.S. is open and available and ready to make deals. So here's a couple of news releases that just came out that popped the market back up a little bit here. We went right up to this 525 previous support. Now it's resistance. Let's see if we can get over it. Socialization skills. Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to understand a couple different things, right? And I've always talked about this, and I believe it's absolutely true, which is that the people who tend to do the best in life are not always the smartest people. Because I think sometimes there's a negative correlation between intelligence and social skills. And I think in order to succeed in most businesses, not all of them, but most businesses, you have to have good social skills. Outside of like digital creation is what I'll put. And so I think a lot of the time, especially over the last 20 years, 30 years, maybe longer, the people who tend to do the best are people that are above average intelligence, but also have good social skills. If they can mesh well with those two things, those are usually the people that are wildly successful. The people that are really, really, really smart, but have no social skills, you know, they might do okay, but they're not going to do as well as the people that are very smart, but also have good social skills. And this might be kind of self-evident, but, you know, that's, I think, like, having a good mix of both is important, you know, because being the smartest is good, but if you don't have the social skills to use it in the right ways and to bring people to your causes, then it might not mean much anyway. Anyways, United Health is starting to bounce back up. So UNH down a lot. NVIDIA is still very weak right now. Look at NVIDIA down to 104s. Market needs to calm down. There's a reason he keeps extending the tariff pauses. He's just getting deals. Yeah, we'll see. The big one is China. We already know a lot of the other countries are going to come to us wanting to do trade deals. The big one's China. We get the China deal done, market's going to fly, I think, personally. But that's a big if, and at this point, it's not looking great. Although it has been a little bit less scary talk over the last few days. Like, the talk has gotten noticeably more civil, in my opinion, between them. They're both, like, yesterday, China basically came out and said that they would be willing to work with us. We needed a point person to do negotiations. We needed to respect them and do a couple other conditions. The big iffy condition there, in my opinion, is the Taiwan. They wanted us to back off their Taiwan policies. I think that's going to be the sticky one that makes it hard to get that deal done if they're really strict on that specific deal, if that makes sense, right? But we'll see. We'll see. I think they've obviously gotten more optimistic over the past few days. But all we can do is wait. And one bad catalyst can just dump the market back down. It doesn't mean anything yet. United Health starting to bounce back, though. Look at UNH. On the way back up to 500. Look at how much it's down today. Is this from earnings? It's got to be from earnings, right? Yeah, so earnings, Medicare Advantage is an issue for UNH. They're starting to bounce back, though. They're up to almost 5s again. Best skill you can have is memory. All right, chat. We got 10 minutes until the opening bell, guys. 10 minutes. All right. Nvidia bouncing up a little bit at 104.20s. We'll see what the open looks like. We got 10 minutes. Is gold falling down here? Gold's mostly flat though. Like here's gold today. Like here's a line of gold's price action today. Right, so gold is now here, but it's still pretty freaking flat on the day. Like, this is the range of gold all day. Not really anything crazy. Very sideways, very choppy. There's not really any big significant movement either way. All right, market's heading back up. Let's see if it breaks 525s. Right around the 200 EMA. All right, NASDAQ pump it up a little bit here. Look at the NASDAQ bounce. All right, so the president's supposed to speak today at 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, the president's supposed to speak today. About what? All right, hey, NASDAQ up to 18.53s, over 18.525. We're getting some strength showing up. NVIDIA bouncing back a little bit here. I don't know. I saw some people posting he's supposed to speak today. All right, guys. NASDAQ bouncing back up over the 200 exponential moving average here. All right. So the ECB President Lagarde says policymakers did not discuss stimulation. So they're not going to do economic stimulus like QE. All right, market's coming up though. I mean, it's moving here. Apple, Meta, could be UNH dragging it up. Nvidia is also bouncing back up, of course. Google's up today. Netflix is up. Powell's speech was top 3 greatest. I don't know what's gonna happen. Ed said it. I don't know what's gonna happen if he quits. I don't know. His last year is supposed to be what, 2020 next year, right? Yeah, at least through 2026, they think. I don't know. I don't know when I saw another post somewhere else about him speaking. So I really don't know when he's going to speak, what he's going to speak on. All right, so Trump and Maloney are going to discuss defense, energy, and shipping today. All right, so now we're dumping down here. So look at this drop. I don't know what this drop is from. Hold on, let's see. Hitting 18.5s again. Nvidia turned down. So it looks microchip related. But most blue chip stocks turned. Microsoft down. Meta down. Whoa, look at this drop. Big rip through. Look at this red action. Something's happening right now. Let's try to figure it out here. United Health slashes 2025 outlook on Medicare funding restrictions. No, it's not really UNH. I don't know if this is just normal price action or what, but all right. So President Lagarde, when asked about further action, says monopole will be based on what is appropriate monetary policy. That is. That's not really shouldn't really be market moving here. All right, guys. Hey, we got 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left until the opening bell. We're right around the lows of yesterday. Very close. Here's the lows of yesterday. Or today. Here's the lows of the day at 455, 456. Very weird market. I don't know. Again, I was just checking other sources about him speaking today. I don't know when it's going to be or what that's going to look like. All right, guys. 2.5 minutes until the market open. All right, here we go. About to head towards the opening bell, guys. The S&P 500 is down 10+% in the first 2.5 months. Yeah. All right, guys, here we go. You guys ready? Let's take some trades. I'm going to switch accounts. We got a little baby green. One minute, guys. 1 minute. Oh, wait. So this is the account we traded on yesterday. We'll try to bring this one green, but we took a loss on this one yesterday. That's an old playlist I have. All right, guys, 20 seconds, 25 seconds. And here we go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here's the opening bell, guys. All right. Green or red open? Let me know in chat. Green or red open? NASDAQ went down on 104s. All right, so Lagarde says that she cannot say whether or not we are at the peak of uncertainty. A lot could change. That adds to the uncertainty. Green, red, flat, green, red, 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 green, green. Everybody's different. This looks weak, to be honest here. I really want to short into this pop, but I'm going to wait. It's too volatile at the opening bell. We're only a minute in. But I really want to short in this pop because I think breaking this low is pretty probable now that we're this close to it. Am I going to regret it? I am going to regret it. Ugh. It hurts. Guys, it hurts. Well, when you're right, you're right. But man, should have taken my own intuition. I got to follow my rules, though, here. We're only a minute and a half into the day. I can't really take some big, crazy trade. All right, so Lagarde reiterates that it does not target an FX level. All right, so we just cracked the lows of yesterday, or lows of today, that is. Nvidia dipping all the way down to 103.50 here. Netflix falling down some. All right, so we're about 2.5 minutes into the day. I still got to wait a couple minutes to trade. All right, so we're still breaking down. We're now 3 minutes into the day. A lot of red. A lot of red this morning. A lot of red here. I'm going to buy this little dip. See if we get a pop. Kind of risky. Risky position, but I'll hold it long enough to see if we retrace. It really wants to retrace, it seems, but I can't hold it for very long. Maybe it could have held it a little bit longer. We got out green nonetheless, and there's the bounce. It was chopping too much. It's still too early. I gotta wait. I can't. Even if I would have made money there, I can't take that much risk. I don't mind shorting this level we can get up here, though, but we got to get up there for me to take it. We got to get up here for me to take it. And if we don't get up there, I'm just not going to mess with it. All right, there's the low day test again, low of the day. NVIDIA breaking down under 103s for a second. Crack lows of the day again. It's hard to like find this bottom though. There's 18 fours. I gotta put some levels up. Let's talk about it. Yeah, I'm going to bring this up to fours. I think that makes the most sense. Definitely see it red action at the opening bell. Meta now testing 500s. I kind of want to buy this on Meta because of Meta, but here's the 400 retest. Watch NVIDIA here. NVIDIA testing 103s. Yeah, I got to take it really slow. All right, so Lagarde says they will undertake intense scenario analysis in the coming weeks. All right, there's fours. Look at that bounce right there. Should have taken it. Well, level worked. This level worked too. Look at that, bro. I love it when that happens where it respects my levels exactly. Like, look at this. Look at that. And then it went right up to there. This is the second test, though. I'm definitely not messing with this right here. As good as they worked. I'll short this. Gotta be very careful though, but there we go. I just made something. I don't know what it was. Back to the bottom of this range here. So far, so good. All right, so we finally broke under 400s here. Chat, under 4s. Again, this is Nvidia looking weak, Meta looking weak, AMD looking weak. This is the market crashing here, guys. Wow. This is mostly driven by Nvidia and Meta and Microsoft as well. Netflix also dipped a lot at the open. Google down a little bit, not much though. United Health is still down a lot on the day. Definitely top 3. Still pushing down here, guys. Wow. Let's see if we break lows again. Very close. I would short this, but it's a little too risky, I think, honestly. Yeah, Lilly went crazy on the upside. They had news about a new diabetes pill that they're working on, so that's why Eli Lilly flew. Yeah, see, this is why I didn't want to attack this level again. I've already made money off of this level. I'll attack this one up here, though. 56. It's a long ways up, but I think that's a cheap entry. Okay, that's good enough. I'll add another one up there, too. We got a cushion on the day. If we get a big enough surge down, we'll... Alright, I mean, we gotta go ahead and take it. We just got an immediate dip on our entry. See if we get shorted again up here. I'll take 2 up here now, if we can get it. There's 2. Took half off. Do I want to add to it again? I don't know, man. Okay. Another little $20. So we're doing okay here. That level would have held too. So that's why, like, we use a mix of like extension to figure this out and a couple other things. Look at that level. Alright. Retest I'm not going to mess with. I might think about buying 425s, attacking the range, but... yeah, here's the retest. Again, I'm not going to mess with the retest. Yeah, so look at this level. So, I mean, I could have attacked the retest. It's just, it's lower percentage. There's 25s that I was talking about. Am I going to regret not taking 25s? Yes. I mean, the bounce happened fast, though, man. So it's not like I could have caught it, but small bounce so far. Yep, I'm going to regret it. I should have taken it, bro. The levels are working. I should have taken it, but it's all right. We've got a bunch of green trades, so I can't complain too much, but... Here's the retest. Again, I don't mess with the retest. That's why. Nvidia looking weak again. If I can short a pop, I will. I'll try this. Got a little bit of gains. Small. Let's see if I can add a little bit more back. I regret exiting as early as I did. Oh, man. I mean, we're doing pretty good, but Nvidia's breaking down here, is what it looks like. I mean, we haven't lost since we started trading the opening bell in this account. So, I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but we haven't lost today so far. I'm just playing levels, short term. And if I draw the levels good enough, we have like a guide in the trade I can follow is what I'm doing. All right, so here's 375. Watch this level. Here it is right here. Just broke lows of the day again. Hit 375s. And bouncing off of it. Nvidia's breaking down though, guys. Nvidia just hit 102s. I do kind of want to buy this because Nvidia at 102 is a big level. See, look at that level work too. That's what I mean. Like, people can say whatever they want, but I saw a post about it on somewhere else. I don't know if he's going to or not. Maybe it was yesterday. I don't know. I might be wrong. Yeah, so look at where we bounced at 375s. Nvidia right at 102s. Big psychological level for Nvidia. This was like the 7-month low prior to us breaking under it. For Nvidia, it was the 7-month low. So if you look at this yellow line I have on Nvidia here and then look at exactly where we bounced, I've had this line on my chart for like a month or for weeks at least, I think. And you can kind of see where Nvidia bounces. Again, this is a previous 7-month low for Nvidia. And so it's not a coincidence. Nvidia bounces right here and the rest of the NASDAQ bounces right here. A lot of stuff starting to rebound. I would attack a short at this 425 level, but I'm just trying to keep my wins. Maybe I should have shorted it too, dude. This instrumental is called Fortune Favors by Ballpoint. Fortune Favors. All right, so there's the rip up. All right, look at this rebound at Nvidia, NASDAQ, everywhere. GameStop up to 26. That's good. Wow. Watch 18.5s here. Guys, look at Nvidia slide up. Wow. Is it just me or is my electricity bill gone up drastically? Do I want to buy 57s again? So we bought this. See if we catch a pop. Just made another $30 here, bro. Look at my... Honestly, some days the levels are just working to a T. Very good. Very good. We're up about 100 so far since the open, plus a little bit more in our other account. So... Watching 18.5s right now. See if it holds. No losing trades since the open. Watch 18.5s. We also had the 200 exponential on a 1-minute chart at 18.508s. We got the volume weighted average price above Nvidia here too. So we got some stuff above us, milestone areas. How much would... If I got a 5,000 square foot house, Matthew, how much would it cost to throw some solar on this thing? Honestly, be honest. If I didn't finance it and I just paid for it, how much would that cost? All right, guys, 18.5s. We're still underneath it, but we're watching that. Market's rebounding. Netflix coming back up. It's at 975s. GameStop up to 27s, roughly, almost 27s. Meta rebounding back up too. All right, so here's 18.5s and the 200 exponential here. Market's just churning back up though. We hit that 200 EMA. My taxes, about 30 grand a month, or it's like 24,000 a year is what I pay in prop, give or take. It's like 20 something. It's anywhere between 20 and 25,000 a year in prop taxes. How much would solar cost? All right, so rejected at 18.5s. Ooh. How can I write it off though? I could maybe write off the percentage of my home office in it, but that's it. Not gonna be able to write the whole thing off. Electric bill's about $500 to $600 a month for electricity. It varies though, but it's about $500 to $600, I would say, on average. Gas is like, if it's the winter time, gas is like 4, 3. If it's summer, it's like 1 or 2 for gas. Water's like 300 or 400. All right, AMD and other microchips rejecting. Look at the volume weighted average price. Still coming down. Let's see if we hold now though. All right, guys, we're waiting here. We're about 30 minutes into the opening bell here. We've built up a lot of profit, had no losing trades total. Yeah, I got a pool. Pools are freaking expensive. My expenses on dogs? I spoil my dogs, bro. I really do. I spoil. I spoil them for sure. But I love them. They're great dogs. Food's definitely a lot. Like buying 2 big bags of food's usually, like we go to the pet store, we're usually spending like 3, like, you know, maybe once or twice a month. So probably like $500 to $600 a month for our dogs. Food. Bruce has allergies, and so we got to give him like special food for allergies. Yeah, I mean, I got a family of 4. We got a family of 4 here. We got a 5,000. It's actually a little bit over 5K square foot. You know, we got a pool. We got kids, you know. Yeah, so the market's closed tomorrow, guys. Market's closed tomorrow. So everything's closed. Every day, same time, every day. I love her, but every day. Hello? Hey. All right, guys, so market's kind of consolidating sideways here. Not really doing anything. Kind of boring. Yeah, I mean, I make money in a bunch of different ways. I mean, like we average like 300,000 to 400,000 hits a month on this channel, plus whatever else we do on other socials, and it's in the finance space. So I mean, like we do well, but yeah. But I also like I'm not gonna go too deep into my finances, but we do okay. And I appreciate the support here, of course. All right, so we're at 18, fall at 457s. We're going up to 18.5s. Again, we're so choppy right now, dude. I don't know if there's any good action here. You helped read the market better. Yeah, I mean, what I try to do here is I try to teach people how to read things, and like I don't even claim to be good. I'm not an investment professional. I try to teach people economics and how to understand it and follow economic policy is really, because like if you can gauge economic policy, you can figure out a lot of stuff out. And there's a lot of reasons to try to gauge economic policy. Again, like trading's cool, investing's cool. If you can read the economy and policy, you can make money, regardless of whether you're doing it through whatever way you want to do it. And so yeah, just be smart, guys. Understand what triggers different reactions in markets. I've been using levels a lot, and again, like we didn't really trade too much on this account today on our big green streak account, but so far so good, bro. Here we are. We have had 11 green days in a row to end the week. 11 green in a row. Here is my profit graph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 11 green days in a row. I will take it. Green is good, guys. Green is good. My level, like, so I built the system around levels. You can kind of see the levels. They're not perfect. Like, they don't hold every single time. No level is going to hold every single time, right? But like an example of what I use is just to give you guys a little bit of more in depth into it. And again, today we are on 11 green days in a row, right? And we're documenting this on Top Step X. But the way we're doing this is like we use a mix of extension, momentum, and levels. Okay, so an example of this is like we shorted right here, this level right here. Why? Because we had dipped all the way down here and then rebounded all the way back up, and this level is the 24-hour low, and so it's a milestone level. Once we move up there, we shorted there and we rode this down. It's pretty probable that we're at least going to get a small reaction here, and so we can either be break even, right small, or wrong small. It's not a crazy loss most of the time. And you kind of see a similar thing here. Like at this point, we had bounced all the way back to this 18.5 level. Not only do we have the 200 exponential, but we got this 18.5 level here. It's pretty probable once we get up here, we're going to reject. And so I hope all that makes sense. We're using a mix of extension, levels, and momentum, right? Downward momentum means we short after a nice little extended bounce up. You know, downward momentum means we short after a nice little extended bounce up, and we might range back down. And again, now we're continuing to break down here. But I hope all that makes sense. That's what I use to make money. Top Step X is what I'm using for these. And yeah, it just works really well. I appreciate the love. Thanks so much. We'll see if we can continue the green streak later on this week. If you want to check out Top Step, no PDT and futures. Great way to learn how to day trade. Most day traders lose. And yeah. Appreciate the love, guys. We'll see what happens next week. Again, if you want to check out Top Step Day Trade with me, this is a 50K funded account on Top Step. They give you a 50K demo, test your skill with it. You pass the test, they fund you. You fail, you only lose what you pay for it. The base one's $50. If you pass it, you get a 50K demo account with real-time data. If you fail, they give you a practice account you can learn. Great way to learn in a structured environment. Most day traders lose for their first year at least. And it's called market tuition, losing money in the beginning. You could either lose thousands paying market tuition trying to look cool, or the base Top Step account's $50. You can learn that way with a structured environment. I think the success rate's probably higher going this route anyway. Check them out. Great way to help support the channel. I am biased, though, because I get paid by them. I don't even claim to be a good trader. Just trying to tell people a cheaper way to learn, and that's what this is. So if you want to check it out, understand all this stuff on screen, here's the link. Again, remember, guys, the market is closed tomorrow. Market is closed tomorrow, so you're not going to see Big Papa John tomorrow. Market is closed. Be safe over the weekend. We will be back Monday. For all my people, have a good Easter holiday. Be safe in markets. For all my Louisianians, eat some crawfish for me. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good. Have a great day.